Greetings, everyone. Brother Eric Ture Muhammad here. Hope all is well and you and yours ready for evolution. Assalamu alaikum. Aou. Family, I want to talk to us briefly about wealth building and having a superior mindset. Wealth building requires a superior mindset. I'll let you know what I mean by that. I've been studying this reading on life self-improvement. Okay, and one thing that has become evidently clear, there are steps or criterias that are a part of this. Brother Shannon, greetings, Brother Halim, Brother Haskell, Assalamu alaikum, glad to see you. You know, you got to have a mindset that speaks to the wealth building, and you have to have a mindset that speaks to more than just wanting. You know, in the last few streams we have done, in our trainings we've done, we talked about having a wealth building mindset. A wealth building mindset is one that is absolutely opposite to a consumer mindset. It's quite the opposite. A consumer mindset is based on gathering, spending, the transferring of currency with no leveraging of it at all. Brother Evan, how you doing, brother? You know, if you look at the general population, you'll find that the majority of the world's population consumes. The money leaves almost as soon as you get it. You know, why? Because nowhere along the line had they been taught to the 99% the idea of wealth building. We've been given phrases, key phrases, catchphrases like savings and investing. But savings in this society is synonymous with investing because investment assumes risk. In investment, you have winners and losers. And in savings, you have the same styled risk, but it leans heavier towards loss, losing. I'll make my point. If you're in a bank and you wish to open an account and you wish to save in the account, you know, you're already starting behind. We already know that the average American family doesn't save more than $2,000 a year in an account. Can't maintain it. Why? Because the pace of inflation goes far above and beyond your ability to meet the cost of living. See, inflation is the rising or the cost of dollars against goods and services. So your goods and services may not have necessarily changed over time. You may have the same maintenance need for your car. You may have the same delivery system or trash collection system as a utility. You may have the same light, gas, water bill. Okay? You may have the same. But what you don't have, excuse me, lost the stream here. But what you do not have is the ability to meet the rising costs of the service. So your cost for your utility, your cost for your home, you're not getting any more home, but you're paying more note. You're not getting more additions to your space, but you're paying more rent. Why? Because the cost of living is outpacing your ability to match it. You see? So the consumer has the mindset of spending all of the time. The consumer has the mindset of working for someone else to do exactly that, spend. But working for someone else will always leave you broke if you do not have the mindset of a wealth builder. A wealth builder saves. truly saves. A wealth builder takes the undervalued or the non-valued currency or the near worthless currency and moves it towards an asset that appreciates over time. That is saving. So when you put your money into a bank and the bank collects your money, they charge you for not having a combined checking and savings. They charge you for not having a certain amount amassed on a monthly basis because you'll receive a monthly charge. They charge you for checking your ATM balance or withdrawing money from the ATM. They charge you for, uh, I think I already mentioned, keeping it below a minimum. If you have a so-called retirement savings, then what happens is they charge you to hold it, or rather, they'll charge you if you look to withdraw it under what they call penalty, and they give you maybe 0.01% or 0.02%, toward your principal over 5 years, over 10 years, or even 40 years. But every day they make money off of your money. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Khalid Abdul Haq. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Darrell Muhammad. They make money off of your money. But what do you get in return? What are you gaining in keeping your money there? They give you 1%, but they make thousands of dollars off of what you deposit daily. How do they do it? We always hear from the school of Dalco, Michael L. Dalco. And that school says, don't do as the wealthy say. Don't do as the banks say. Do as they do. But when they get a hold of your near valueless currency, what do they do with it? They take it and move it towards an appreciating asset. So you look at all your central banks in America. Your central banks in America and throughout the world. Your central banks hoard assets. They hoard gold, and they hold on to gold in order to sustain or balance the economy when it bellies up. And guaranteed they will belly up. Banks put themselves in a position to be the true robber barons of any society. Why? Because not only do they hoard the asset of gold and teach you nothing about it, teach you nothing about amassing precious metal, but then they'll also put you in a situation where you cannot cover the taxes or the expenditure required to maintain the land or the home that you've purchased. So they find a way through the reset of economies, through the collapse of economies, to get a hold of both land and money and leave the consumer out to dry. So to have a wealth building mindset, what is that? It's to save. It's to take that which deserves your money. It's the mindset that allows you to make the money work for you and not you working for the money. See, the why of a consumer is, I have to pay. That's the why. That's the justification for a consumer. A consumer says, I have to work. Why? Because I have to pay. And then you fill in the blanks after that. I have to pay what? I have to pay my bills. I have to pay my rent. I have to pay tuition. I have to pay for groceries. I have to pay for this. I have to pay for that. A wealth builder pays themselves first. That's the first step. That's the first step in wealth building. You pay yourself first. Can you take $10 for every $100 you bring in and save it for yourself? Well, you can. If you had the mentality for it, if you had the mindset and the discipline for it. Let's go back to the wealth building mindset. You can change your mindset. If you constantly feel angst or depressed or just plain negative, it's really important that you learn to change your mindset and stay positive no matter what happens with your life, no matter what the circumstances are in front of you. You always have to see something beyond your suffering in order to develop not only the discipline, but to develop the confidence in your pursuit or in your desire to save. The more we focus on a negative mindset, the more we are likely to fail. The more we're likely to fall sick and attract worse things into our lives. I noticed just in my little time in carrot bars, as an example, I remember how broken down my body was, how unhealthy I was. I was working 75, 80 hours a week, really 100 hours a week. When you think about the time that you invest trying to get up in the morning and get your mind right, just to shower, shave, get your clothes together, and then you have to get your children out to school, or have to get your wife to work, or you have so much going on before you leave the house to drive an hour, 2 hours sometimes to get to a plantation, to give your all, alert, alive, and awake to that plantation. Then you have to settle down to come away from it, to get back to your home after working 12, 13 hours in a day, only to try to get your mind right to do it all again the following day. When I learned of a complete, true wealth system, when I learned that the first steps that I need to take in the do for self dynamic is to allow the plantation, or the job, for some of you that think plantation is too strong of a term, to allow it to finance your freedom. When I learned those steps, I found myself working less because I developed a discipline of saving more. And in the discipline of saving more, I absolutely gained in time. Look, this world of network marketing, it's a $180 billion industry. And we do it all the time. We do it all the time. Naturally, we refer. You like food at a certain restaurant? You tell everybody. Do you get paid for it? You go to the movie theater. You like the movie you saw. Wow. You tell everybody, hey, you need to go check out that movie. Did you get paid for it? Mm-mm. Or how about the pay-per-view? You turn on to watch the latest, I don't know, Deontay Wilder fight, and it wasn't much of a fight. I heard he knocked the brother out in the first round. But look, you do your pay-per-view to see these sports events, or you'll go to an all-star game or to a playoff game, and you'll come away with a memory. But what did it do for you other than give you a memory? You see? But, in networking, as a profession, as a business, you're sharing information with people who you want to duplicate what you do, and you get paid for it. And in an e-commerce world, such as our world now, this global economy, in this global economy, through internet, through social media, through other platforms, through this digitized world, you're absolutely able to speak to 7 to 8, close to 8 billion people. And you can talk to these people and encourage them to do what you do. Pay yourself first. And then tell a lot of people how it works for you. And you can absolutely make a residual income. So look, I no longer work the 75, 80, 100 hours in a week. I've learned to make that job finance my freedom. people who are in my direct line of business partners in Karatbars. These are men and women, some young men and women, who have been ostracized by society. They can't get the job because, one, they have a criminal past or criminal record, and they're punished for it. So as a result, they're not allowed to get the job. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to go into public housing that's owned by a city or state because they have a record, or they don't qualify for a scholarship or a grant or a loan to get into a vocational or trade school. You know. But in our world of Karatbars, none of that matters. Are you over 18? Are you living and breathing? Can you first sign up for your free account? Can you submit documents that prove your identity and prove your address? Can you save in gold weekly or bi-monthly or monthly? Can you tell other people? 4 basic steps. Everybody can do that. Breathing. And so now that once felon, or that once individual who dealt in practices that were beneath the law, are now not only law abiding, but they're free entrepreneurial spirits, and they can make money while they sleep, and they can make money. Look, show you another example. Last night, I have a business partner who made $7,500 while he was asleep. He didn't know it was coming, but he was asleep. Because the person he reached out to sign on as an affiliate decided to pull the trigger on purchasing a profit package of gold-backed coins, of gold currencies for $25,000. It's worth much more than that, but they purchased it for $25K. We call it a $25K package. He bought one. He got one for his wife. He got one for his business. And now they're getting one for his wife's business. That's $100,000. But yesterday, he spent $75,000. My partner received 10% of that. What did he do to get it? What everyone does in this world of Karatbars. We signed up for a free account. We submitted our KYCs, which is know your customer documents. We save monthly in gold, at least. We tell people. Well, he took one more step. He acquired a package that allows him to get paid weekly. Great step. Now that package has paid for itself. It paid for itself before this individual. But now he's earned $7,500 while he was asleep, and found out this morning when he woke up, getting ready to go to work to finance his freedom. Listen, this wealth transformation is real, but you have to be in the mindset of a wealth builder. So let nothing, and I dare say no one, change your mindset. Get in the way of your mindset, because you have to be of a superior mindset. You have to be solid in your intent. You have to be strong in your pursuit. And you'll find that a superior mindset is magnetic. It attracts others that think like you, because that's the arena you now must be in. Sister Alicia, welcome. Brother Carlitos, assalamu alaikum. This is the mindset you have to be in. So I wanted to share, because a superior mindset is necessary in wealth building. What do we mean superior? Above the normal fray. Stop paying everybody else before you pay yourself. And in the world of carrot bars, you can do it with just 1/10 of a gram of gold. In the trainings we did this week on Kafani Radio, we did the Blue Dot Boot Camp, and we'll be back again at it this Saturday and every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Kafani Radio Facebook page. And we show the basic boot camp steps, back to the basics, what we call it. And we show people how to find value in the choice that they made to wealth build. And the first thing you have to do is get a new mindset. You have to, family, get past thinking like a slave. You have to walk free. I didn't know how unhealthy I was until I changed the mindset and put down that plantation. When I made the plantation now a financer for my freedom, when I now allowed the money to work for me instead of me working for the money, I started walking straighter. You know, people said I smiled all the time, but now I'm just outrageous with it. I'm always laughing. I always have the other side of everything to share. I'm in constant prayer, and I keep my activities focused, and I move on what I have to do. No, Ramadan Kareem, thank you. No, I do not watch a lot of television. No, I don't listen to a lot of radio. I don't listen to a lot of things that contribute to frivolous spending, consumerism. I did a stream on my Facebook page and as well as on my YouTube page, Eric Torrey Muhammad YouTube. I did a stream that's called Pray, Fast, and Save. And it became very popular because it showed just mathematically how it all works. If I don't spend on a cup of coffee that I would drink 3 times a day at $3 per cup, then that's $9 that I have saved. What else could I do with that $9? With $9, I can buy 2/10 of a gram of gold. And if I buy 2/10 of a gram of gold over 7 days, right? That's 1.4 grams of gold. You know, after a month, that's almost 6 grams of gold. You know how many gold-backed purchases I can make in the world of carrot bars and continue to secure a legacy for myself and for my family? Listen, one thing in the mindset that we have to achieve, we have to abandon our past. We have to abandon our past. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you cannot allow your past to dictate your future because it cannot. Your past experiences may show where you are today, but only your decisions today dictate your future. Today's decisions dictate your future. What does the bird do different than other than what God commands of them? What do the animals of the earth do different other than what God commands of them? What about the insects? Hey, the sun shines 93 miles away from the earth, right? What does the sun do different other than what God commands it? It never operates out of its law, out of its standard, right? Here we are, the greatest of his creation, he says, because he made us like himself and into himself. He made us with free will, the ability to choose and the ability to decide. What we decide determines his favor on us and our love and loyalty to him for life. You see, I often say, the gifts and talents that you have, that's your gift from God. How we use it is our gift back to him. All right. So how do we become as he? See, that's a goal. That's a dream. That's a goal of mine. I want to be more God-like. I want to know and understand what it is to be free. I want freedom. I want it so bad that each and every conscious beckoning moment speaks to it. When I sleep, I'm told that I talk about it in my sleep sometimes. Freedom, you know. When we talk about, and some of you saw on the last few streams, and I'm close out pretty soon. We talked about uh, luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. Oh, we're pretty good in and out, on and off on a lot of that, but rarely do we do anything when it comes down to luxury because we don't know what that is. And God is constantly trying to show it to us, constantly. You know, I had a fellow that I talked to about this opportunity in Carrie Bars. I said, "Hey, you do you look for ways to make more money?" "Yeah, man, of course, absolutely." "Good. I'd like to send you this video. Give me your cell phone number. I'll text it to you." He gave it to me, and I texted to him, and he came back pontificating on what he knows about gold and what he understands about gold coins and how he's been a coin exchanger for so many years, and he's very clear on gold. It's wonderful. I said, "Hey, do you own any?" No, no, I mean, I don't own any, but I know a lot about it. He said, "There's not much you can tell me about this." I said, "Well, thank you anyway. Maybe this is just not for you." Do you know this gentleman got upset with me because I said, maybe this is not for you? He sent me back angry text messages. I could almost hear the tone. "What do you mean it's not for me?" "No, I don't mean to insult you, but you're telling me that." "Well, did you even look at the videos?" "No, no, I just want to ask you some questions first." "Well, the questions are answered in the videos. That's why I asked you if you like to make more money. You told me absolutely. So I sent you the link to look at so that you can see whether or not there's an opportunity in this for you. But you wanted to lecture, dialogue maybe, without looking at the material. Well, that doesn't leave me a lot of time to really talk because I love on everybody but wait for no one. So I said, "Well, thank you. Just saying, but maybe this is not for you. Maybe another time." I went on about my business. This man sent me roughly 70 angry text messages because his ego was bruised. Strange. You know, that's not to say that he won't turn around and look at the video and eventually get to it, or he'll come back and look at the video and say, "You know what, maybe I want to do X, Y, and Z." Or maybe he'll go to someone else who will eventually come to him with the process. One thing he said in it that really tickled me. I don't understand the mentality too tough, but he says, "Look, when the coin gets to $1,000, you know, I'll check it out then." He was talking about a coin that we're paying 3 to 4 cents on that is guaranteed a worth by July 4th, that is guaranteed a 25% increase before the end of the year. And you want to wait till it gets to $1,000 to purchase a coin? Well, you know, whatever floats your boat. Look, family, the mindset that we have to have for wealth building has to be one where we take ourselves out of the equation in terms of wants. As Muslims, we have prayer. We have a prayer of refuge. That prayer says, "Oh Allah, I seek the refuge from anxiety and grief. I seek the refuge from lack of strength and laziness. I seek that refuge from cowardice and niggardliness. I seek that refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men." We say, "Oh Allah, please suffice us with that which is lawful. Keep from us that which is prohibited. And with thy grace, make us free from want of what is beside thee." What is beside God? Want and lack, because he gave in creation everything his creatures need. And where some people get it, others do not. As Mr. Best would say, that's probably a whole nother seminar. But we have everything we need. God does not want us in lack. God does not want us in want. It's a matter of gaining his mind, doing his will, and getting his results. I hope you feel what I'm saying. The wealth builder mindset is the one: pay yourself first. The wealth builder mindset is stop being a consumer and stop the frivolous spending. No frivolous spending should be occurring. Why waste it? The wealth builder's mindset is to take what you have saved and save it and exchange it for an appreciating asset that will save itself and then forget about it. Just let it stay right where it is. That's the wealth builder mindset. The wealth builder's mindset is to find a way to take what you have and allow it to finance your freedom. Luxury is a lifestyle that's produced through freedom. Freedom is obtained when you control your time. But if you give 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life to someone else other than yourself, then after those 40 years, you're a broken soul trying to live off of 40% of what you earned as a working man for the remainder of your life. And that's not possible when you're dealing in a system that cannot outpace inflation, that cannot outpace the cost of goods and services. Your services, your automobile has gone up 1,000% since 1930. Your gas has gone up 1,000%. Your homes has gone up well over 1,000%. Has your income seen an increase like that? Something to think about. Something to think about. So in the world of Caribars, we save a lot of gold. We save a lot of gold-backed cryptocurrency. We tell a lot of people and get them to duplicate what we do, and we make a lot of money. It's simple. Simplicity, family, produces a strike. I mean to say, yes, simplicity, family, produces duplication. Duplication will produce wealth. And if you do as the true wealthy do, you will absolutely see the results of the truly wealthy. But if you want to stay with this consumerism nickel and dime mentality and expect the results of the wealth builder, I'm sorry, a job does not produce wealth. A job produces brokolitis. Two brokolitis. Oh, thank you, Mr. Gamble, for that. Wealth, a job produces lack. You always work to pay off something and somebody else. Look at all the money you spend in insurance because you want to be able to go to a doctor just in case. But you won't go to the doctor just in case because you can't afford to take off from work because it will hurt your payments for something else. You're just throwing it away. It's like smoking a cigarette. Fire on one end and a fool on the other. It all goes up in smoke. It's the same thing. Do you know the 40 years that the average person in America works? They're between many jobs. So your investment savings never grow or accumulate into that bulk lump sum that you hope for. Do you know that your situations are so stressed and de-stressed that you find yourself taking out more hardship withdrawals now than ever before? Hey, Ford Motor Company just laid off 7,000 white-collar workers after laying off 4,000 blue-collar workers back in February. That is a sad scenario, but it's one that won't affect me and won't affect my children and does not have to affect you. However, those at Ford Motor Company, those 11,000 people that are out of their jobs, we can help them. We can absolutely help them. Check out the realmoney.info. Go back to the person who referred you to Karatbars as a magnificent system. It's a true wealth system. Check out the presentations that we do all over the web space of social media. But take a look at the realmoney.info and get an idea of what's going on. If no one has approached you about Karatbars, talk to your brother Eric Teray Muhammad. My information is in the link. For those of you who wish to share this link with other people, if it helps them in any kind of way, help them bring them closer to what you know and understand, that gold is money and money is gold, this is your opportunity. Thank you for listening. I'm going to end this stream. I know it seems like a ramble in my head, but I believe there's something in it that's touched each and every one of you in some kind of way. Thank you. Peace and power. Forward.